So let's get this straight. According to the New York Times and mainstream media, talking to your lawyer is now a crime. In the newest fake news scandal, Donald Trump had a conversation with the White House counsel about firing Robert Mueller. And for this, he should be impeached. Let's go over that again. Donald Trump had a conversation with the White House counsel, whose job it is to advise the president on legal matters, about firing Robert Mueller. And for this, he should be impeached. What's next? Pleading not guilty? Are you now automatically guilty of obstruction of justice? Really now, this is truly beyond ridiculous. Think about it. According to the mainstream media, having a conversation with the White House counsel about legal matters is an impeachable offense. And they are, of course, exaggerating it to the most extreme version of the story they can, saying he demanded that Mueller be fired. And this is so wrong, I don't know where to start. And obviously wrong, because first of all, Donald Trump, as the President of the United States, I believe, had the authority to fire Mueller. So if he truly was demanding that Mueller be fired, Mueller would have been fired back in June when this conversation supposedly took place. And that firing would have been real news. A news story that I would have been interested in. The sad fact is, this is not just MSNBC and CNN saying this. We expect completely biased and fake news from them. But this is mainstream newspapers and mainstream network television stations. They've piled on too. Again, talking to your lawyer. After all, the White House counsel's job is to advise the president on legal matters, and that's exactly what happened here. Even if Donald Trump discussed and wanted to fire Robert Mueller, the White House counsel advised him against it, and he did not fire him. He took no action. Where is the story? I'll tell you where the story is. Whatever happened to attorney-client confidentiality? That's right. We're talking about a private meeting between an attorney and his client. Forget how high up this is. Has the right to attorney-client privilege been taken from us? When it comes right down to it, this is leaked information about a private meeting between an attorney and their client where they discussed legal options. But to take it one step further, like they were saying back when the Comey-Trump meeting notes were leaked, conversations like this are classified. Whoever leaked this from the Mueller team is guilty of leaking classified information. And wait a minute, the whole country, or active people in the country that are talking politics, are having a major conversation and rightfully questioning the bias that may exist in the Mueller probe. To defend and deflect from this conversation, someone from the Mueller probe, because they were the only people privy to this information, leaked classified information that puts Trump in a negative light. How can this help relieve the questions about fairness in the Mueller investigation? It does quite the opposite. The fact that someone from the Mueller team leaked biased, classified information should be the real story. And this is what I keep pointing to. The news, the mainstream media, has twisted the truth so far that we seem to be living in a parallel universe sometimes. But in a way, maybe this is good. This kind of stuff, when they go this far, it just proves what Donald Trump has been saying. Fake news. You have to remember, fake news isn't just complete made-up lies. It's taking a tidbit of partisan truth and twisting it and turning it to fit into their agenda. And this time, I think they have twisted the story so much, it should be obvious to any objective thinker. Remember here, the mainstream media is reporting on a leaked, classified encounter between an attorney and their client. One in which the client did the completely right thing and took their attorney's advice. Just the fact that the conversation happened is now, according to the mainstream media, an impeachable offense. The mainstream media and the left, according to their narrative and direction, which has become so far off the truth that the next logical step for them is, if Donald Trump just doesn't give in to anything that the left accuses him of and simply says he is innocent of something, he's guilty of obstructing justice and therefore should be impeached. Again, the mainstream media is using information leaked from a meeting covered not only by attorney-client confidentiality, but also executive privilege. And that is their new basis for impeaching the president. Anytime I think the mainstream media cannot stoop any lower, they jump up and surprise me. But I think this time they really have gone too far. Talking to your lawyer is now an impeachable offense. The next step really is, if any defendant in the world now pleads not guilty, you, that defendant, is guilty of a crime, obstruction of justice. I mean, after all, isn't pleading not guilty more directly obstructing justice than meeting with your lawyer to discuss legal matters? Again, he took the lawyer's advice. He didn't take action against Mueller. Let me tell you, this whole time, the one thing I've respected about the Mueller investigation has been the lack of leaks. And it's a real shame, too. If Mueller comes out in the coming days and finds and fires this leaker, I'll respect his investigation again. If not, I have to agree with Trump and say this investigation has been proven to be a stain on the American justice system and a truly unfortunate stain now on America itself. This really has gone beyond ridiculous. I hope you guys liked this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope it was informative, and good luck to you.